It's Stephanie, and I am coming to you live. This is, of course, where I talk about the rules: no droids, no bounty hunters, no Raylos, no Adam Driver fans, no sequel trilogy fans, no High Republic fans of any kind. But if you are a Mando fan, if you are a fan of the upcoming, soon to be seeing the Book of Boba Fett and Ahsoka and that kind of stuff, Clone Wars, etc., even Rebels, you are welcome here. Anyway, I wanted to come on, say hi. I see there's one person in the chat. There's probably two because there's at least two likes. Anyway, just gonna jump right into it, and I'll try to go over things again as people come in. Anyway, here's what's going on. So yesterday we got the information. Hello, Troy. We got, and hi everybody in the chat. We got information that the Book of Boba Fett is going to be premiering, hey Jeremy, on December 29th. Weird. I would think they would have wanted to bring it out before Christmas. Kind of makes me wonder why they picked that date. We're getting a trailer sometime in November, and of course we're getting a first look thing on Disney Streaming Day, the day that Shang-Chi and some other of their movies that have been out will be out on Disney Plus. So, yay, I guess. I don't know. What else? So there goes that. And then there was another announcement that they're basically planning on 6 or 7 shows coming in the next few years. 2022. Oh, I'm doing great, Jonathan. Welcome to the chat. 2022 to 20, I'll say 2023, 24. Expect one of them, they were unnamed. Expect one of them to be Ahsoka. Excuse me. Gotta do this. You guys know my nose likes to go. Expect one of them to be Ahsoka. Hey, Space Monk, expect maybe one of them to be the Rangers of the New Republic. We do know that in 2022, around Christmas time, we will be getting Mando Season 3. The Book of Boba Fett is supposed to be kind of Mandalorian Season 2.5. And if you look at that title leak that came out, which I'm not sure if it's real or not, it continues. Oh, I don't think it will be. I really, really don't. Again, if you've noticed, we haven't heard a word about that. We also haven't heard a word about Ahsoka, but just recently, the kid whose name I can't remember, who was played Aladdin in a live action, hey Bill, has been out there as somebody that could play live action Ezra Bridger. I'll tell you my feelings about Ezra Bridger. First off, the kid's the wrong ethnic group. Okay, if we're gonna do it right, you're gonna do it right. If a white guy can't do a black man's voice, then, I don't really think this kid should be allowed to play Ezra Bridger, whom I think was Asian, like Japanese. All right, Asia's a big continent. You could look at people who live in Siberia as being Asian. Mongolians are Asian. The Chinese are Asian. Koreans are Asian. Japanese are Asian. Thais are Asian. On and on and on and on. Pakistanis are Southeast Asian or Southwest Asian. Afghans are Southwest Asian, etc., etc. So Asian, but I think it was like, Well, when you look at his parents, when you did get to see his parents, they looked, um, uh, God, it's hard to explain. They looked East Asian. Okay, they didn't look. I don't think they looked Middle Eastern. Now maybe he is Middle Eastern, but still, I'm not happy with this. Um, but yeah, it might be. But you know, when you look at what they were doing with them, I mean, uh, Ahsoka's boyfriend, till they decided to turn the boyfriend into the Martez sisters, was supposed to be Eastern Asian. All right. So, I mean, I don't know. I'm just. So, the book Ahsoka will be coming. But again, remember when I showed you guys that leaked title list? I'm not sure if it's real, but very interestingly enough, I thought it makes the book of Boba Fett fit right in to the Favloniverse. Because Luke showing up in episode 16, then you get episode 17, the book of Boba Fett. Okay, so that actually made me think it was real. I don't know why, it just did. Anyway, what else is going on? So we've got that, but we've got several unnamed shows coming. We know Ahsoka's one of them. We'll probably get more visions. I know that the girl who does Omega's voice in the Bad Batch announced that she was in the soundproof booth doing the recording for the Bad Batch. So we've got that going on. Now, no, we can't. We really can't, Troy. I mean, it's getting to the point where people are just so fed up with it. They're like, "Fuck this shit." I mean, really, they are. So we could see Rangers of the New Republic. We could see other things. I'm still predicting a revamped Han Solo origin story. I'm predicting another episode, maybe another season of Kenobi. There's a lot of stuff that could be happening. I'm not sure. It's just going to be very interesting going forward. Do I think the Acolyte is going to be made? No. Again, haven't said a word. They haven't said anything. Again, I don't know what shows are going to be filmed in England, but I do know there are at least 4 or 5 unnamed Star Wars streaming shows that are coming. Now, we can expect in the next year, get the Book of Boba Fett, Bad Batch, Andor, Kenobi, and Mandalorian 3. Okay, that's what we'll get. This will be very interesting going forward, I think. But it looks to me like the Favreauverse, the Favloniverse, is starting to kind of consolidate the storytelling. I know that Diego Luna, who, not one of my favorite actors, the guy, every time I look at him, I'm bored. Okay, I'm bored. I look at him and it's like, wake me up. He basically said that there was going to be familiar faces in Andor. I said this yesterday. I said this the other day. Expect to see Tarkin. Probably way better deep fake than we had before. Expect to see Bail Organa. Expect to see Mon Mothma. Expect to see Vader. Expect to see Orson Krennic and probably Galen Erso. Because remember, this is before Rogue One. This is stuff leading up to that moment. And there'll probably be some surprises, and I'm going to put this out there. I think Han Solo is going to show up. Okay? I think he's going to be in it. I think you're going to see him and Chewie. And probably Leia too. Like in a fleeting glimpse of the princess or something like that. So this is going to be very interesting to see how they utilize the OT characters and the prequel characters like Bail Organa and others. This is a repair job, okay? I think, and look, bitch all you want, but the guys who did Rogue One are the ones doing this, and Rogue One was a pretty damn good movie, all right? Even my husband, who's a cynic, sat down and watched that last battle scene and thought it was pretty cool. Okay, so there you go. So there you go. And that's really all the news. I'll sit and chat for a little longer. What else is going on? Yesterday, a little bird sent me a tweet by Pablo Hidalgo. You know, the picture of Luke and old Luke from TLJ sitting at the bar with George Lucas. And it's basically, I bet you regret selling, don't you? And George saying yes. Pablo posted, oh, I don't think he has any regrets. Then he deleted it. Okay. Now, I've got it, and I'm going to put it on the community page. So anybody who wants to post it on Twitter and link Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni, and Disney, Walt Disney Studios, and Lucasfilm, and Pablo, please do it. I'm going to turn it in the community page. I was stunned because he posted it. And then I was stunned that he deleted it. Again, he's a coward. But he also knew people were going to see it. People who were like, what the fuck? And again, it goes against what we do know about how George felt about selling Lucasfilm when he called the Disney's executives white slavers. Okay. So yes, he does regret it. Okay. Pablo, you know, he doesn't like wealthy people. He doesn't like people who actually made their own living. George Lucas did that. Okay. George Lucas was the person, blood, sweat, and tears, that built Lucasfilm. Okay. He's the one that got the marketing rights for Star Wars. Okay. He's the one that thought this is going to be big and I want to cash in on it. You know, but Pablo doesn't respect that if you work hard and people like what you do, you will, you know, make money. He doesn't like that. Okay. He's the one that said all billionaires should be mulched. Now, I don't know why he said that, but get in the Wayback Machine, let's go back. 2018, June 2018. You guys know about the meeting. The meeting, it was a VTC meeting between Lucasfilm California and Lucasfilm Britain, and Bob Iger, John Lasseter, before he got chased out of, and I honestly am going to say this, before all the shit went down for Lasseter and that bullshit Me Too thing he got railroaded out on, I think Iger was going to bring him in as the president of Lucasfilm. He is a Lucasfilm alumni. He was at Pixar since the moment George thought of it. Okay, Pixar was owned by Lucasfilm. Then Steve Jobs bought it, and then Disney bought it from Steve Jobs. Okay, That's how that goes. All right. And so I think, hey, you know what? I have a theory now. This just came to me. What if, let's get it, since we're all talking about what if right now, John Lasseter had been picked to succeed Kathy Kennedy, and she engineered the Me Too shit. You want to bet? I'll bet any money. I will bet $1,000 on that, and I know I'm right now. And Kevin Feige was listening in too, and it was a freaking food fight. It was a rumble. Not only did Greg at Reviews for You, it also was confirmed by Grace Randolph. Okay, because she talked about it. Okay, and she hasn't talked about Lucasfilm in a long time. Okay, when she got her Mandalorian rumors screwed up, and then they were like, no more. Whoever she was talking to was like, no more. Probably good for them. So, what I think happened is George was brought in. Jon Favreau asked to have him come in. They talked about how they could start to undo the damage. And that's when that started, because Mandalorian was being filmed that fall, okay? And it came out, in 2019 to applause, okay? Here's the thing. Everything that's been going on has been a very slow turning of the Titanic. Okay. It has. And I'm literally just waiting for the next shoe to drop. Now we've got, okay, that's the garbage truck. So we're sitting here and we're thinking about this. 2 days ago was the 3rd year anniversary of Kennedy signing this latest contract that's set to expire on the 31st. We have, all right, tomorrow's Friday, we have 20 days. And if in that time it is not announced that they have extended her contract, anything beyond till Indy 5 is done, then I don't care how many leakers show up saying whatever, she's not coming back. Okay? All right. We got 21 days today on. Now, go wake up tomorrow morning or go to sleep early tonight, wake up at 9:30 and all hell is broken loose. Okay? Either they announce that she's retiring or they gave her a $55 billion year contract. I'm like, and Doomcock just posted a thing about Indy 5, and the script leaks are confirmed our worst fears. No, they didn't. Kind of like the leaks confirmed everybody's worst fears about Bond, and they changed everything. So now it's not woke. Okay? No. Die Another Day, that's what it's called, right? Is not woke. Okay. Everybody who's seen it so far has said it's not woke. So, you're not getting a woke Bond. Daniel Craig is my least favorite Bond. Okay. He doesn't joke. He's not the real James, the James Bond, I think, since now we're on the subject, because that's the way my mind works, that was in the novels, is I think really a cross between Roger Moore and Sean Connery, okay, with a little bit of Pierce Brosnan, who's my favorite, okay. There's another guy on YouTube who loves Timothy Dalton. You want to put me to sleep, have him on there. Hi, buddy. Hi, Kojak. But yeah, so Bond isn't going to be woke, and neither is Indy, and I'm not even going to address that. Okay. Now I know we'll have the usual suspects jumping up and down saying they were right. I'm going to be like, can we wait for a fucking trailer? Okay. Can we wait? Please? Thank you. So back to Star Wars, back to Lucasfilm. So we've got 20 days, 21 days. Okay. And if by the 20th, we haven't heard anything, they either did it quietly and aren't going to mention anything because they know the fans will, let's put it this way. There will be people marching on the house, the house of mouse with, torches and, pitchforks. The only thing they could do in an announcement that would kind of tamp down the anger is to basically explain it is a 1-year contract. She's only going to be here as long as it takes to get Indy 5 done. And then she is retiring, or whatever they want to call it, because you guys know, and I know, Crazy's not going to retire. She's got all this shit she's doing. She's got other plans. And my thing is, why would she want to come back to Lucasfilm? Why? I don't see it. I really, really don't see it. And I'm like, whatever. So, we just gotta sit back, kick back in our comfy, cozy chairs, and just go, just wait, because that's all it is. It's just a waiting game now. Okay. It doesn't, everything's pointing to her not being around much longer. I don't really believe that Chapek would be silly enough to hire someone who's more obnoxious than she is politically. I think he would probably go for someone who is enthusiastic about the franchises that Lucasfilm does, understands them, has a connection to the franchises, and wants to make good product for the fans. Doesn't have a political agenda. Okay. The only person I can think of is Jon Favreau. Maybe there's somebody else out there. But I don't really see why he wouldn't take the job if he's offered. Okay. That's just my opinion. All right. And the reason why I think that is simply because it just fits. It makes sense. The guy has been a producer, a loose cannon, kind of running around Hollywood, Netflix and Disney and other places for a while. And I'm like, there's no reason he couldn't do some of that stuff and still be the titular head of Lucasfilm. Because Mohsen Gupta and Dave Filoni are there all the time. All right. So expect... No, all right, first off, the rule is no news is good news. Okay, one thing. Expect either nothing or some sort of announcement saying she's staying but she's leaving. Or an announcement saying after Indy 5 wraps in late October, November, whenever, she will relinquish her role as president of Lucasfilm. Now, here's the thing. Right now, in the next month is when, like in September on to the end of October, is when a lot of the studios make executive changes, and you can see a lot of them going on at Paramount. I mean, a ton. Okay. Expect that happening and we already had one. Expect more to happen at Lucasfilm. And the reason why is it's not going to be heralded. It's not going to be a big announcement. Blah 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 is leaving. We'll just see quiet changes. We'll just see faces we've never seen before pop up. We'll just see things that don't that is a possibility, aged boomer. But I really don't see Chapek, who comes across as kind of a jackass, allowing her to continue anywhere near Disney unless it's as a producer and they're giving her, under the Disney Studio banner, her acolyte. If she wanted to do the acolyte, fine. Just take it away from Star Wars. No, I didn't. What is it? Because I'm going to go there after I'm done and I'm going to send it to Cameron. Me? No, Disneyland, years and years ago with my mom. My mom went to visit her friend, and we went to Disneyland. I was given a choice. Do you want to go to the Pacific Ocean, or do you want to go to Disneyland? And I said Disneyland. And it was fun. I don't really remember a lot of it. Oh, really? County Kerry, Ireland? I mean, she is Irish. That is an Irish last name. It's interesting. Frank Marshall posted a picture of their daughters on International Daughters Day, and they don't look anything like her. They're actually seem like nice young girls. They probably are assholes, but because of their mom. But who knows? It's too bad the guy didn't have sons, because if they'd had sons, Kathy would probably have a little bit of a different attitude about men and boys. And because I think is what a thing. International Daughters Day is a thing. So is International Sons Day, because that was the next day. Okay. And I'm like, well, okay. Yeah, but is that okay? Then it's an Irish award. Well, that doesn't sound like something that Disney bought and paid for. But it's interesting. I'll send it to Cameron and Andre when I'm done here in a few minutes, and we'll see what they say. Just tell them, hey, just keep this in mind, okay? It's getting crunch time. And this time 3 years ago, we all knew. We all knew for days, okay? Because I saw that show up on my Facebook page, and I was like, I remember how angry I was that they would be so stupid to do that. But now, when I think about it, and Iger probably trying to defang her, and giving Jon Favreau a chance, and Jon Favreau showing them how to do good Star Wars, that was a big deal. Okay, that was. Look, TLJ and the backlash was one thing, but the fact that Solo bombed so badly because of the backlash for TLJ, but more likely because awful Ehrenreich, a bad script, Pando Lando, a writer that didn't give a fuck, and the bullshit that went on behind the scenes. And the fact that it was massively reshot to the tune of probably the whole movie. Okay? I mean, I see them saving things, but I also don't see them saving anything. Okay? Again, I've only scrolled through the movie on, I went on the high seas to just scroll through it, and I was appalled. It was like watching a fan flick, fan fiction with a really bad cosplayer playing Han Solo. I was like, you know, there's a show, there's a fan film about Leia right after ROTJ, and it's so awful, I can't even. The guy that played Han in that was better than awful Ehrenreich. Okay, that's how bad he was. Okay, if I can find that. My favorite fan film, probably the ones made by Jamie. Shit. He played Han in one, and Obi-Wan Kenobi in another. And they were really, really, really good. And he did a really good job as both characters. Okay. I mean, I was like, hey, you know what? If he was over 6 feet tall, I would have said, why didn't he play Han Solo? Okay. I mean, the part is so specific. You can't just hire anybody. Okay, which is what they did. Bad idea. Bad, Kennedy. Bad. Sit down. Drop that. You know, it's like, leave it. The dog is looking at me like, what the fuck? So, I Jamie, shit. And God, I can't remember his name, but he was really good. In fact, he was up for the part of Han Solo, and they didn't give it to him. And, you know, if Spielberg hadn't gotten involved, Anthony Ingruber would have played him. And it, you know, what they were looking for, they said, was someone to play the character. Not Harrison Ford as Han Solo. And it's like, look, I hate to tell you this, but Han Solo is Harrison Ford. Carrie Fisher was like, when asked which character is most like Harrison Ford that he's played, she said, yeah, that one. It's just, I mean, Jesse Milestone was singing its praises, and I'm like, are you kidding me? I mean, but that was at a time when we were just starved for anything that was decent in Star Wars. The girl playing Leia was fat. She was too tall. She couldn't act. The guy playing Han, the wig on his head, I'm like, oh, fuck. The only thing that was mildly decent was the guy that played Luke. Actually kind of looked like Mark Hamill, and he did a decent job. But it was just, it wasn't good. It really wasn't good. Star Wars Theory's Vader flick was good. But Jamie, what is his last name? He does a lot of different fan fiction stuff, fan films. They're all over the place. One for Obi-Wan and one for Han Solo. And he's good. In fact, there's a scene where he got his backpack and he's leaning against it, looking up at the sky. And it's such a poignant scene. Jamie Costa, yeah, you got it, Anton. If you can go and watch those, Jamie Costa, go and watch the Han Solo one and the Obi-Wan. because he's great as either character, and I complimented the hell out of him for them because they were that good. He really put himself out there for it, and it was amazing. But that scene though, where he's looking up at the stars, was poignant. That was a real, I think, Han Solo-esque moment for some reason. Oh, that was cool. That was cool, Anton. Um, there you go. Okay, I mean, in the end of it, when you see them walk, he even sounds like Harrison Ford when he's doing that voice, and Chewbacca wants to mess with this because I'm not going to spoil what it is. Mess with this thing that they were taking to sell, and Han's like, "You'll hurt yourself, and then you'll hurt me," and it just sounds like Harrison Ford. I was like, "Holy shit," because you could hear him say that. Um, and as Obi-Wan, he was amazing. I was stunned. So yeah, you guys, if you haven't seen Jamie Costa's fan flick, fan films, go watch them. They're well done. They're about the best fan films I've ever seen, and that they're ahead of Star Wars Theories Vader. As much as that movie was interesting, it was there was a it was too there was too much melodrama in it. Um, there's a way of presenting Vader realizing that he's been lied to without going to that extreme. And I know that they're getting ready to start filming again because he's working out, Star Wars Theory's working out, la-di-da. And, oh yeah, that was a good Han Solo. He's just too short. Okay, Jamie Costa's like 5'5". I'm taller than he is. And it's like, I love you, but no. Okay? I, you know, um, and it's too bad because he's way better than awful Aaron Yuck. Like, I mean, and Aaron Yuck, I think, is probably the same height. Again, Aaron Yuck got the role because of Steven Spielberg. And it's like, stay out of this. Good. You don't even like Star Wars. What the fuck are you doing? Honestly, I think at times, howdy, Ned Piranha, that I wonder if Spielberg went out to sabotage Kennedy. But, I don't think he's propping her up anymore anyway. That's one of my major opinions there. I mean, look, that movie flopped so bad, and Aaron Yuck was, here's the deal, Troy. It's not like Spielberg and Lucas don't talk. They're best friends. They've been best friends for decades. George gets on the phone, they're talking, or they go out to dinner together, or have dinner at one or the other's house. Gets down to talking about Lucasfilm, and George is basically pissed. And, Kathleen lied. She didn't keep her end of the bargain. She said she was going to do this and this and just, threw me and everything under the bus for their bullshit politics. I'll tell you something. There's being liberal and there's being what the fuck. And she has stepped way over the line of what the fuck. Okay. And I can see Spielberg going, getting himself involved, calling in a marker. Kathy, you owe me. Put this kid in this. Okay. And knowing full well Aaron Yuck wasn't the right type to step into those big, tall, black boots. Okay? All right? He just wasn't. Okay? I mean, I'm like, Anyway, it's just really interesting to me seeing this all play out. And we've got, oh, I think he does have it in for her. I think, um, oh, he had to know. There's, you know, there's, he's my daughter's friend, and that's not gonna get put the cream in the cupcake. So he's not the right actor to play that role. Okay, it's a very specific role. Han Solo isn't the kind of role that anybody could play. I mean, Jamie Costa did a good job, but he still isn't the right type. Okay, I'm very specific about this. My favorite character, which is why I don't think they're going to ever recast. It's not really canon. Um, from what I can tell, because we've got the Thrawn trilogy coming as Essential EU. We've got the Darth Bane trilogy, Essential EU. That the Thrawn trilogy is going to be running side by side and intertwined with Boba Fett, Mandalorian, Ahsoka, and other ones, and other shows coming up. And we are going to see the OT heroes. And the moment we see Leia show up and she's got twins on the way, it's over. The ST is dead. Because that's what they're doing. And you can easily do the stuff, you can easily mix up a lot of what George wanted to do, because regardless if he thought it was canon or not, and I'm going to shock a lot of people, he didn't think it was canon. I know Ichibaka, who just, when Gina was told we don't want you around, just quit like a. If you're someone who's going to give up that easily, don't bother me. Don't come near me. Okay? I have nothing to say. All right? You are never on our side to begin with. Okay? Don't. Um, they were, where was I going? A lot of those people, Itchy and others, think the EU is canon. George never said the EU is canon. Now, they don't care that he mined the EU. Coruscant became part of canon. It makes sense. There are other things that he mined the EU for part of canon. Okay? When Favreau and Filoni mine the EU, these people have a literally nervous fucking breakdown. I don't want them to do that. That might be a clever way of doing it, but they're going to push that down till the ST is firmly in the rearview mirror and they get other things tied down before they start talking about this stuff. And the reason why is it's still too fresh in memories. I'm going to tell you something about the people that like the ST. They have the attention span of goldfish. Okay, they can't remember one thing from another. Okay, they're not intellectual enough to actually go and explore the essential, the expanded universe. They don't appreciate the stories and the lore that was canon before Disney. Okay, they don't know how to. Okay, when you're a person who doesn't think anything important happened before you woke up in the morning? I, you're probably between the age of 35 and 20. You're probably, if you're a guy, you have a douche knot in the back of your head, which, stupid man bun, which is actually a douche knot, because when I see guys with those, I think douche knot. And I think they're douche because they are. Or you're a overweight, sloppy girl, and you insist that we all have to kiss your ass because, you don't want to work to lose the weight and to be healthy. And you just want to be a fat pig. And we're all supposed to just tolerate it, including the fact that you are basically a weight on the healthcare system. Okay? They won't watch it. Mazarus. They won't care. It'll be, oh really? Mazarus. So I can't. Hey, Stephapolis. Hey, thanks, Sakori. Yeah, I mean you know, they won't care because they're off on the next thing. All right. When you've got Robert Pattinson, Stephanopoulos. I'm gonna tell my husband that one. Okay, I am. I'm gonna tell my husband that one. But maybe I should sell t-shirts. Anyway, but they're not gonna care. By the time they get to, revealing Leia's pregnant with twins, which is biologically correct because she was a twin herself. Okay? So the idea, it made sense if Rey had been Kylo Ren's twin. But they couldn't do that. They couldn't give her a true Skywalker bloodline. And they had to go in the complete opposite direction and make her the daughter of a clone of Palpatine. Okay. Yeah, twins runs in the family. I have a friend who just had twins. Kathy Kennedy is a twin. She is. She's got a sister who is a producer at a different company. And when they're together and they have Lin-Wen Brennan with them, Lin-Wen Brennan looks just like them. And it's fucking scary. It's like, but yeah, I mean, so, yeah, she has a twin. I was, when we were watching the Tross premiere red carpet, and she walks up, and of course, they're not dressed like they should be on a red carpet. They're not dressed in a nice dress, looking, I mean, she's wearing like slacks and a t-shirt, and she's a vegan, bony vegan ass bitch. And hey, maybe the reason why she's got so many problems in her head is because she doesn't eat meat. I'm just putting it out there. Just say it. It's just very interesting to me. But anyway, so yeah, twins runs in the family. It made sense in the EU for Jason and Jaina. Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, look, I'm trying to get back into shape. Yesterday, I not only did all my steps and hit my intensity levels without actually going onto that elliptical. I burned 2,000 calories yesterday, and I was pretty happy with that. Really, it was pretty intense, and well worth it, I think. But there's being in shape, and then there's Ally McBeal, there's Kathy Kennedy, with oh yeah, yeah you could it's like eat a hamburger, you know. But these people, I saw a picture of Callista Flockhart recently, and I was horrified. I was horrified. She looked terrible. No makeup. Her skin looked absolutely chalk white. She had big dark circles under her eyes. Maybe she was, jet lagged. But every picture I've ever seen of a vegan, if they're not made up, they look awful. Here's a rule of thumb. Well, it's one of those things that the night he met her, and she poured a glass of wine on him at the Golden Globes in 2001. And that's how they met. Well, I think that he's probably like three's enough. He's keeping her around. She is small like her mom. She's real pretty, but she's not like Debbie Reynolds was really beautiful. When you see her dolled up, I just saw a picture of her sitting in front of Dean Martin with Dean Martin's wife. Now I'm going to tell you something. Jeannie Martin was literally one of the most beautiful women ever in the world. Yeah, I don't know, Maze. And they're sitting at a thing, and he's got Dean Martin, whom I think was just like the coolest guy on the planet. I'm Facebook friends with his daughter, Dina, who's a great lady, by the way. Great singer, go look her up. Dina Martin. He's got his hands on Debbie Reynolds' back, like on her shoulders. And she's looking back at him like that. She looks amazing. She looks amazing. Carrie was beautiful. She was beautiful, but her hard life caught up to her. There's a reason why that bad stuff happened to her, and it was because when she was young, she was doing bad things to herself, okay? And that stuff, everything's got a warranty. And if you wear it out, but Billy is very pretty. She's more like Carrie, but she also kind of looks like Debbie too. He could get his own Jonathan. I don't believe that nerd. I don't believe that about Carrie. I know I did see pictures of her in London before she got on that plane, and it looked to me like she had beer bottles sitting on the bedside table, which I don't understand it. It's one of those things that you kind of wish that she had been more addicted to the endorphins of working out, and she'd still be with us, and she'd probably look like $1 million. But some bright lights fade out too quick, and she was one of them. All right. And, you know, I also think, there's a rumor that Disney wanted her to lose weight. She was taking diet pills. Uh, no, but I have seen the one that it's called Bright Lights. It's about her and Debbie. I would have, and I would have literally passed out if I'd have been walking through the hotel lobby at the MGM and seeing Debbie Reynolds walking in. I'd have been like, you know, I mean, that woman, that was Hollywood royalty on steroids. Yeah, what is that documentary called? Because I've only ever seen Bright Lights, and Bright Lights is a very good show, but it's sad. Uh, Carrie's got a trainer. He's got her on an elliptical, and she does not want to be doing it. And it's just sad. It's one of those things where you're like, you know, you want her to help herself, and she's not. And the thing about it is, she's being coerced to do it. She has to want to do it, and as many times as she ever went to, okay, John, I'll go look it up. As many times as she went to rehab, she didn't want to quit. She had to want to quit, and she didn't want to. Okay, that's why she'd come back. She'd be healthy for a little while, and then go right back at it. In the Hollywood lifestyle, and trust me, I remember following her on Twitter, and she was in Italy, and I knew full well, I felt full well, the people that she was surrounded with were not, did not have her best, were not there to help her. Okay, they were not there to protect her. They were there to be doing whatever. And I was really just, you know, you just know, you just get that instinct. What else? But Carrie, well, I don't know what surgical would do. I mean, you can remove the body fat like in liposuction, but you still have to get in some semblance of shape. And trust me, I've thought of it. Okay, I've thought of it. Hey, Dave. And I was like, no, I'm not gonna do that. I you know, and it's very safe now, in and out. I mean, you know, I still think about it from time to time. There are places when you're losing weight, and it's hard for a woman anyway, because, for a guy, it's not as difficult, but for a woman, it is, because it's all about balancing hormones and that kind of thing, and what you're eating. And oh, liposuction, no. I mean, stomach bypass, that is literally, no, I wouldn't. Oh, that's cool, Jonathan. I I actually need to see that. Hey, Abanaz. Okay, I'm gonna be done in a minute anyway, so you really didn't hear anything. There really wasn't anything too big to talk about. We were just, it's been 3 years since Kennedy signed that contract. I saw that show up on my Facebook page. And it's very interesting to me that we haven't heard anything. So, and I've got theories about it, but like, this is what I think is going to happen. She's not getting a multi-year contract. If they give her an extension, it'll be for as long. Yeah, yeah, it is. It is. I think what they'll do is they'll make it as long as I don't think it's resigned. I think they're just going to let it peter out. The extension would go as long as Indy 5 is being filmed. That's what I think. Okay. That's exactly what I think. Um, and that's what I think is going to happen. They're not going to say anything. And then we'll get either an announcement that she's, who would I say was the worst writer for Lucasfilm? I think it's a tie between Rian Johnson and Jonathan Kasdan. I don't think so, old redneck nerd. That sounds too much like the people I don't talk to or associate with anymore. The Alex Jones fans. I don't think there's any president really right now of Lucasfilm. She's not there. In fact, they're getting ready now to move to Italy to film. Okay, so I think Jonathan Kasdan is just as bad, Abu. When I scrolled through Solo, I went on the high seas to do it. I was just like, what the actual fuck? Okay, leave you guys with this. If you want to read my origin story, go to the community page, scroll down, you'll see 2 illustrations of Mako Spence and Leanna Rapp. They're there. She's wearing a red dress, whatever. And he kind of looks kind of like Kurt Russell because I thought he'd be, what a great. Kurt Russell actually did almost get the role of Han Solo, by the way. Okay. All right. But he just wasn't what George was looking for, and Harrison just fit it. Go read it. Go read it. I'm encouraging you guys now because that is how I would have approached writing Solo. Okay. That is how I would approach writing that. I would approach it very carefully. I would support. Oh no, he didn't. He really didn't. I mean, they had to harass him to go and talk to Alden. And when he did, he walks up to him and thumps him on the back and says, "Get out of my chair and get out of my life." I laughed so hard. I was like going, "Oh my God, he doesn't like you." I mean, that was a joke, but there was underlying, I mean, and what was really funny is when that happened, Kathy is leaning up against a wall, stoned out of her mind. Yeah, yeah, laughing my ass off. But anyway, go read that, please. Leave a comment on that if you want. In fact, I will probably put that link in the description of this video when I'm done. So I gotta go. I need to make some lunch. I haven't eaten lunch yet. And I gotta go bring in the garbage can because the garbage truck was just here. So anyway, and on the Kojak front, last night, he basically was able to sleep outside of his kennel all night long until I had to go use the ladies' room. And he got up and followed me. And then I thought, you know what? You don't need to be out. So there it is. Thanks. Thanks, Troy. Hit that, read it, and tell me what you think. I'll see you guys around the galaxy.